welcome to another edition of the Preview Review Show. I'm your host, Lonnie Johnson, and today I'm joined with Adam Anderson. How are you doing today, Adam?
Mr. Anderson.
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good. You know, living in this COVID life, just gotta keep on plugging on. So today on the Preview Review Show, what we do is review previews of movies coming out in the near future and give you an honest opinion so you can decide if you really want to see them or not. It's something that we're doing just to make sure that we're keeping our sanity as video guys, you know, watching what we love to do and what we do for a living, movies. So do us a favor, before we go any further, go ahead and click on that subscribe button, ring that bell. It really does help to keep this show running. Thank you very much. And with that,
I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Sal Baltimore, a premium watch company that is proudly designed and assembled in Baltimore, Maryland, my home state. With attention to detail and quality in every design that pays tribute to the city of Baltimore and its people. A watch you can be proud to wear every day. I myself own the Founders Edition and love to show it off. Go check them out at salbaltimore.com.
On to our next movie. It is A Call to Spy.
We're desperate for information about France. Churchill has asked us to create a secret army of spies.
This is a rudimentary operation.
Women will be more inconspicuous.
Make sure they're pretty.
For you or for the Germans? I don't believe we've met.
Virginia Hall.
We could set her up as a journalist.
Good Lord, Vera, she has a wooden leg.
Would you suspect this girl's a spy? Rumor has it you are the best wireless operator in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force.
Signaling is like music, there is a rhythm to it. I'm a pacifist, and they aren't teaching us to kill. They're training us to survive.
We need you as our first female field agent.
Okay, shut.
Don't be fooled. Common folks are becoming collaborators.
Acquire information, build resistance,
Courage, mon courage.
and set France ablaze.
If you have any doubts, tell me now.
This feels dangerous.
We're here now. We've seen it through.
We've had no choice but to learn the hard way how to do this. Trial and a lot of error.
Come on, let's go.
Go now.
The Germans are locating our signals faster than anticipated.
We must keep trying.
Who is she? I'm going to ask one more time. The Germans will stop at nothing till they find you.
I'm not giving up. We're not giving up.
Up.
You know we're here only for a short time. But what do we do while we're here? Changes the course of the future.
And that was A Call to Spy. A great period piece. It was originally supposed to be out last fall and then was supposed to be this summer. And now I'm not sure where it's coming out, sometime soon or whenever. It might even be going straight to the internet or streaming. But it is one of those period pieces back in the World War that is kind of intriguing and telling a tale of how the spy and espionage into France to get information out. And it's one of those movies that is going to give you a look back at the past of how things were going on and the plight of spies during that time period. It looks very intriguing. It looks very authentic. Like the costumes, the trains, the vehicles, all the props look like, from what I've seen from stuff in the museums, to be period specific and on point. Those are the little things that I pick out when I'm looking at stuff, that you see someone that's wearing a shoe or clothing that looks like it's not really in that time period, but kind of is like close enough just because of budget. But this actually looks really, really good, and something that I kind of really want to enjoy watching. Adam, tell me what you think.
Yeah, this one looks really, really good. I love it because it looks like a really solid, well-made period piece with real true attention to detail, but then it's also a very female-centric story, which I think also makes this very appropriate for the times that we're in. And I feel like, a lot of, 1917 came out earlier this year, and while it was a very fantastic movie, it also falls in the line of, a lot of war movies are very male-centric, male-focused. So it's nice to
Always take it
see.
from that male
It's nice
point
to,
of view. It's good.
yeah. It's nice to see a war movie that actually is approaching it from a different side, and I feel like this is, hopefully, as more of these films get produced, get released. At least for me, like I'd love to see more of that representation on screen because I think that's a whole side of history that kind of gets overlooked, and so it would be great to see more of these stories.
Yeah, it's great that Hollywood is leading the charge on more inclusion, not only for different types of characters, different relationships of characters, but for race relations and relations in between the sexes. So then that way we're getting a bigger spectrum of stuff instead of the same thing over and over and over again, which unfortunately in the last 10 years, you can say that Hollywood has been following that, formulaic of, remember this worked 20 years ago, let's redo it with new people and throw a twist on it. Rather instead, let's find another story, have it come from a different angle, from a different character's perspective, and then do it. Instead of the wash and repeat kind of thing. And this
Absolutely.
movie really is great in that fact. Why don't you go ahead and give me your scores on this movie?
Let's see. So from this trailer, I am probably going to be giving it a 4.5, 4.5 stars. I also see that it is an IFC Films piece, so it's kind of got a little bit of the independent film market kind of behind it, which is always, I'm a fan of that. In terms of Rotten Tomatoes, I'm probably going to give it, I'm predicting that it would probably hit in the 90s, maybe a 92, depending on the story and how the performances are. That's kind of where I'm sitting.
Okay. And are you going to see this opening night in the cinema, Netflix, or some other streaming? How are you going to watch this?
I feel like for this one, I would love to see it in a theater. Obviously, with the circumstances based on the circumstances that we're in, I kind of have to be picky and choosy about what stuff I can see and can't see in theaters. So I feel like this one I might end up having to watch it at home on a streaming platform.
Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. It's one of those movies that is definitely going to be an intellectual one that I'm going to want to take my time to watch and everything. I think it's going to do fair with Rotten Tomatoes, because you're going to have the typical action movie people that are going to be like, it wasn't action enough for me. It wasn't like John Wayne movie back in the day and everything else. Not enough guns in Navarro.
Carl Foreman's The Guns of Navarro.
Those type of people are going to bring it down. So I'm going to say Rotten Tomatoes is going to get about 75. When and where to watch it, I agree with you. You got to pick and choose when you're going to see these movies.
Yeah.
This movie is definitely, for me, going to be a streaming situation. Netflix, Amazon, whichever platform it does come out on. Unfortunately, it's not that big of a movie that I'm going to want to, even though I love Katya Stanek, believe me, love the woman, follow her and everything. That's the reason why I found out about this movie, because she was posting about it. But yeah, it's not enough for me to go to the movie to watch it.
I'm cool. Are you cool? And when a gorilla does that to you, you say, back.
This is one of the ones that I would squirm in my seat and want to get up and go to the bathroom, pause, and everything else. So definitely a streaming situation for me. It's just not there for me on the Go See movie platform. Thank you, Adam, for coming along. It's great reviewing some of these previews with you. Once again, please do us a favor and subscribe. And Adam, I will ask you to come back when one or both of us, when we see this movie, and then we do a proper review of the movie to see if our points in Rotten Tomatoes basically adds up. Thank you again for coming, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye.